Hi guys, my name is Zen and this is Maybe Bonsai. This week it's going to be an update on overwintering, and I'm outside. It's quite warm. As a matter of fact, this entire February has been quite warm, which is very abnormal. And with that, I have some good news and some bad news. So we'll start with the bad news, and then so we can end on a good note. So first, these are the trees that are buried outside. This year I didn't put up any kind of meshing around my my sections, my pre-bonsai gardens, but I did kind of blocked off the my fence so that animals wouldn't get in. But apparently that's no good, because these had lots of branching before, but now it's all gone. So the rabbits has done their work, and they basically chewed everything off. Same as this maple. Well, this is a maple, but it didn't really have that much ramification, but the whole top is chewed off anyway. Now if you look at over here, like you can see the damage right there, like bite marks, just on a couple of maples. This one has the same thing, and I don't think anything else had. Well, I guess that one there, it's all chewed off. This one here, actually no, I think I pruned that one. But yeah, just a lot of damage. See over here, that's all chewed. This is the whatchamacallit, dwarf burning bush. But this one, I mean, more or less is okay, because the whole top is a sacrifice anyway. But still, I don't want to see this kind of damage. Surprisingly, these big ones doesn't have any damage. They don't, I guess it's too big for them to chew. So these are still good. There's no ring or anything at the bottom. Same as that, nothing, no damage. But yeah, those I guess I should have put on the fence anyway, or the wrapping, so that it wouldn't get damaged. But lesson learned. But I'm not too worried about these, because they're just in the ground, so they're not even in bonsai yet, so it's not such a big loss. And plus they probably have more vigor than the trees in the pots. So I'm hoping that they'll make it through, and nothing bad will happen. So, but we'll see what happens in the spring, which it feels like spring right now, but it really shouldn't. So anyway, that's the update outside. Let me take you to the garage. So we're in the garage. More bad news. Well, this one isn't as bad. Because the weather has been so warm, you can see that the trees are all kind of leafing out in the middle of February, which is way too early. I mean, this is the Korean maple, it's there's nothing I can do. I just have to leave it here and let it go. There's I mean, really, what am I supposed to do, right? The temperature is still quite cool in here, so the process will be quite slow. So I don't know, nothing I can do. Even the Japanese maples here, a lot of them are just started to grow. The buds are swelling, that's leafing out. It's just crazy. This February has been way too warm. This whole winter has been quite warm. And yeah, so these are still alive. There was one that died off because the whole thing was just basically black, that I actually took it out of here. It looks like I need to water the soil because it's quite dry. But yeah, like, look at all this. Everything is leafing out. Is this alive? Yeah, it's soft, but the bud looks quite dark. So I'm not sure about that one. But most of them are alive, they're all start to grow. So that's problem number 2. And I think this is the bigger problem, because of all these trees that are leafing out in the garage, I don't have anywhere to put them. And yeah, it's an issue, and we're still, at least I would say, 2 months to a month and a half from me taking these outside. So yeah, I don't know what to do with this. I guess I'll just have to leave it here and let it grow and see what happens. You know, this is the red maple or sugar maple. The buds are swelling as well. Yeah, kind of unfortunate. If I come to this area, these are all budding out. I mean, the buds are swelling like crazy. Yeah, same as this. Everything, you know, this one's already started to grow. The buds here are very healthy. They're almost coming out. So yeah, that is the bad news. All the Japanese maples are trying to leaf out. Don't know what to do. And then the silk tree is already leafing out. The silk tree I'm not too worried about because I can take that inside and that'll be okay. Oh, this is the pomegranate, which is also starts to leaf out. But this one, again, I can take it inside and I can let it grow. As a matter of fact, I think I will take it inside right now. So anyway, that's a good segue. So we'll go inside and I'll show you the good news. So I'm upstairs, and if you remember that before the winter started, I think it was in November sometime, I tried to start 3 cuttings, which I did a tourniquet in the summer. You know, I tied the branch with the wire over the entire growing season, and in the fall, there was a bulge where the tile was, and all the nutrients coming down, they basically get stuck. So I took those cuttings and then I put them in pure pumice in the fall, and I put them on a heat mat and I water them pretty much every day, or as you know, as far as I can remember, as much as I can water every day. And then I have 3 cuttings from there's 3 different Japanese maples. One of them was a dissectum, which is from my front yard, and then another one was a Japanese maple Taylor, which is also from the front yard. And then another cutting from a friend in the Toronto Bonsai Society. So out of those 3 cuttings, the septum didn't root. It turned brown, basically dried out. So I threw that one out. But the other 2, one of them did root, which I'll show you in a second. And the other one, which is from the Toronto Bonsai Society member, that one, it didn't root, but it didn't die. I think it was in the process of maybe rooting, maybe, because this thing was green, but the buds wasn't swelling, so I knew, you know, it wasn't rooted. I initially thought it was dead like the other one, but it was, you know, it was still green, so it wasn't dead. And I took it out, then there was no roots, but they're still green, and there was no anything else. But you could see like a little bit of kind of these little root starters maybe on the trunk somewhere. It's like. So that's why I think it's about to root. You know, if I leave it in there for another month or 2, it may have rooted. But you know, I just this was an experiment, so I thought I was just like, well, yeah, I already put it out, so I'm just gonna throw that away and I'll try it again next year. But anyway, one of them did root, and that's this one here. This is the Taylor cultivar, Aether palmatum Taylor. It's got small green and pink leaves. This was from the front yard, and actually I was surprised that this one rooted, because this tree, when I grew it outside, it just didn't have that much vigor. And this was the one that I didn't expect to root out of all 3 of them, but it's the one that actually did root, which is good. So I brought this inside because in the garage the buds were swelling, and basically it was about to grow, and I did not want to leave this in the garage for it to grow. I topped off the top, because this was pumice. The entire pot is full of pumice. Actually, just like this. This was one of the other cuttings. And I put the soil on top as soon as I found out it rooted, so that, you know, when I water, some of this stuff can get washed down and it will kind of fill the space. Because once it started the roots, I don't want this to start growing in the pumice. I don't think it has any nutrients. So that's what I did, and I've been watering this maybe 1.5 or sorry 1.5 days, once every 1.5 days. I have no choice but to grow this indoors for now, and once the weather warms up I can bring this outside. But yeah, it's very exciting that this rooted. I was quite surprised that this whole method worked. I didn't think it would work, even though the person that told me it will work has like 30 years of experience. But yeah, it's pretty exciting. So I'm very, very happy that I rooted a cutting of Japanese maple. This is the first one that I've ever did that I rooted. So yes, quite the nice surprise. So that's the good news. Everything else is doing well. I cut this back because we're getting way too tall. So anyway, yeah, I was very happy that this rooted. So this is it. That's the whole update for the overwintering. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.